Prepare yourself for the worst that's coming soon. I believe in those mortal prophecies of the doom. They say the end is close, it's coming fast.
What it do, YouTube? What's up? It's Alan. I'm back with another LCS pickup for the week of April 11th, 2018. And sorry I haven't been getting shit up on a regular basis. I had the damn worst problem last week. I've had that video ready. I finally just got it up before I started doing this one. For some reason my phone would just, I'm doing everything on my phone, I've said in previous videos, but it would not let me upload it to YouTube. Like, oh my god, I was ready to pull my damn teeth out. It was saying I didn't have enough memory yet. Like, I've got a Google Pixel, you know what I mean? Like, all my videos and pictures are supposed to be in their cloud. That's what they advertise, unlimited, blah, blah, blah. But they were saying, like, all my gigs are taken up by that. So what the, I was ready to damn bash that damn thing. But anyway, like, I deleted so many apps, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, I finally got a video up, so hopefully I can get this one up too pretty quick. And I can get back to posting videos on the reg. So I haven't disappeared. Don't think I've just ran off like, you know, a lot of people do anyway. But gonna get started this week. Kind of a weird week. I'll kind of explain what's going on. Not as much as I usually get. I do have some more stuff in my box or my pull at my LCS, but I'll grab it, you know, for next week's. I just didn't feel like making it, you know. I had another trip all the way over there, so I just figured I'd get them next time. I was there when the store opened, and they did have the books on Tuesday night this week. So, like, you know, all the variants, they're still doing the Venom 30th anniversaries. Well, they market them all up to like $7-8. I think some were even like 10. And it's like, what? Or 12 even. So what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. There are plenty of people's videos I watch, and they just get them for cover because most stores, you know, I'm sure they get them for cover. You know, they're not paying any more for those. It's just frustrating, you know, just trying to make a damn buck. Like, the day they come out, like, anyway. DC, Immortal Man #1. I've been picking up everything from the New Age of Heroes. Like I said, I was going to start out just getting #1s, but I've liked everything so far. I've really liked Sideways. The only one, the one I've liked the least has been the Curse of Brimstone, and that's only because I don't like the writer. I don't like the way he writes dialogue. I don't like I saw an interview with him afterwards where he just talked about his neighbors. He's from a small town, and they're all good people, but yet they're so, you know, basically they're so dumb they vote against their own interests, and they vote for Trump, and they're good people, but they're just so dumb, and that's what he says, you know, in the book. The guy that gives Brimstone his powers, like, you can make this town great again, or I think in the line of the book they say great, or I don't know. I've heard. I saw in the video they were talking about that, but the line's like, you know, and a rip on "Make America Great Again" or whatever. He's obviously, you know, one of the far left comic professionals, like most of them are. But just that. I'm from a small town in the South, you know, and I resent that kind of thinking. It's like, maybe, buddy, you don't know it half as much as you think you do. But I'm interested in checking out Immortal Man. God almighty, I get on tangents. I'm sorry, guys. That's kind of my thing, you know. I'm going to throw out some opinions of what I think about these people because they don't care, you know what I mean? Like, I see it on Twitter. I like to waste my time on Twitter. I don't go on Facebook very much. But, and just the gall of some of these damn writers and the creators, it's like, ugh. It's so hard to give them your money, you know, and they're such condescending assholes. But, Jim Lee art, this ought to be really good. Like I said, I really like the Silencer. Like, that's kind of like a John Wick story. Like, it could be a movie so easily. It would be a good one, you know. Sideways has been really good. It's pretty much, you know, like a Spider-Man ripoff. Except he goes through rifts instead of like web slinging, so he can kind of, you know, just teleport kind of wherever he wants. And he was going up against a villain called Kill Speed, and she kind of had a hold of his throat. Spoiler in this issue, and he had his hand behind his back, and he opened a rift and kind of fell backwards into it. And he thought, yeah, I got away, you know, that worked out pretty good. But, and he looks beside him. Come on, that's throwing a bus through a rift. That's pretty badass. Where's it at? Fighting there. Yeah, there it is. He comes through the rift. He's still in the hospital gown, and boom, there's her arm right beside him. You know, he could use that, I guess, you know, to like cut villains' limbs off now. So that's a cool new aspect to the story. Damage has been a cool one. It's pretty much an Incredible Hulk ripoff, or, you know, similar story. But, you know, Marvel's not telling them, so DC's like, hey, bud, we'll do it for you. We'll take that money. And it's been really good. I really liked them. I picked up Detective Comics, which I don't normally pick up. I've been waiting on, they're getting ready to have a new creative team pick it up. And when they do that, I'm going to start picking it up so I can, you know, have some backstory and get into it before issue 1000. But they had a lot of these Superman variants this week from DC, and I tried to pick up as many of those as I could. This was the one for Detective Comics. This was the one for Wonder Woman. I haven't been really picking up Wonder Woman, but I picked up the last issue because I saw her. She was fighting Darkseid, and still is, so that's going to be good. And I had to, this is one of my first grabs. I always make a little list before I go in on my phone. Matina cover, Justice League of America 28. That's his Superman variant. I love Francesco Matina's work. Dude is a badass. I just love it. Like most people go gaga over Alex Ross, I'd much rather have Matina. That's just me. He does these interiors, features. And Titans 22. This has been a cool story. I haven't read in a few issues, so I need to get caught up. But I was really liking what they were doing, the whole kind of addiction aspect. That's their Superman variant for that one. And I missed this. This came out the week before. This was Green Arrow 39, but it introduced a new villain. I think his name is Nothing, but this is him. It's on a YouTube video. I can't recall who it was. I'd give you a shout out. Maybe Jim's Comics, where he had said that this issue and the Superman, the new Superman, and the Justice League of China, that the issue that came out the same day this one, they both introduced a new character, and I picked that one up as well. And it's one of the ones on my pull at my LCS. So I'm not going to be able to show you that one here. But yeah, I want to pick that up. You never know. And had to pick this one up. Been loving some Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. This is 42. This is their Superman variant. That's cool. But our boy, Uncle Ethan, that has been doing interiors, and he did the interiors on this one. And you know, Uncle Ethan is sick with the pen, so even if I wasn't picking this up, I would pick it up to support Uncle E. Like I said, he has an awesome YouTube channel, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Check that out. Does live streams. Lately been doing a lot of Star Wars videos. and how it's absolutely dead. They've killed it. I happen to agree with him. I'll not give them another dime to see their movies in the theater. It's done. Mark Hamill said he's quit. I'm not going to show you the ending of that. Copyright. But, yeah. And last from DC, had to pick up Art Germ's last Supergirl cover. This is number 20. This is their Superman variant. These little Hershey's juice box things are killer. FYI. And I believe it started with issue 12 and did a run from 12 through 20, and I grabbed all those. And from Marvel, True Believers this week, Infinity Gauntlet. Everyone knows this classic, story. We'll see how much they take from it for Infinity War. Here's the original. But both of the True Believer books this week were Thanos related. I'm picking all those up. Like I said, for $1 you can't beat it. And the other one's by Jason Aaron. Thanos Rising. Sorry, doing everything off camera. But for $1, can't beat checking out these old stories. Spider-Man. And God almighty, man, why did they have to pick Nick freaking Spencer to write Spider-Man after Dan Slott? It's so awesome they're getting rid of Dan Slott, it's like, come on, give us some good fresh blood. Put Donny Cates on it or something, and nope. Never mind. Domino number 1. I wasn't going to pick this up. I really, really wasn't. I think Gail Simone's a really big, she's kind of a bitch on Twitter. And she likes to side with snide little nobodies that go after certain people that I really am fond of online. And the whole thing with these crazy ass nobodies that were harassing Ethan Van Sciver and calling him a Nazi for months and months and months. She was retweeting those people and just speaking to how she can speak to their character, and it's like, okay, I'm sure you can. So, and with her whole women in refrigerators or whatever deals. And Ethan's got some pretty cool stories. If you go check out his YouTube channel, like I said, Comic Artist Pro Secrets, he does stories on, he said he's going to do one for each issue he's ever worked on, and he's done some of the Firestorm with that he did with Gail Simone. And it's kind of interesting just to hear how it was to work with her. Yeah, just check those out. And picked up Venomized number 2. This is the variant for that. I picked up number 1 last week, but I still haven't had a chance to read it. I've been getting caught up on some other stuff. Looks pretty cool though. Check that out. And also picked up Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider number 17. Damnation tie-in. I've been picking up all the Damnation books. Kind of cutting it close to my LCS because they said that no one ever buys this. So on Wednesday, they only had 3 copies on the shelf. And I know last week I grabbed one really early, and someone came in after me, and it was like two guys. They were young, probably like 20. They were being just loud and obnoxious, and you tell, you guys don't know shit, but you think you know everything. You know what I mean? Just by the shit they were saying and stuff they were saying out loud. And he's, oh, this sold out. Oh man, he's like, hey, I didn't think that would sell out so quick. And blah blah blah. And they're like, yeah, nobody picks it up. And he said Marvel didn't tell them what all books specifically tied into Damnations. I don't know, if that's. I can believe it. So he said he didn't really know which ones. If he had known, he'd have ordered extra copies or whatever. So I grabbed that immediately. So when I grabbed that, there were 2 left. Also picked up Doctor Strange 388. Damnation, I've been really liking these covers lately on Doctor Strange. They've been pretty badass. And I'm getting, they've got good many of these Damnation books out now, so I need to hurry up with what I've been reading, like Metal. It was at the time I was reading other shit, and I just hadn't read it all yet, so I've been busting it out about halfway through, so that and the whole Spider-Man run I was talking about. And I've got all the Thanos, so I'm about to start it, so like I read certain books throughout the week, in addition to these runs or whatever, like any of the New Age and just other random books, indie books and stuff. This is Thanos number 18. Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw. Everyone's just been, raving on this series. I've got all the issues. Can't wait. Start it. And I also picked up the Venom 30th anniversary variant. Had to, even though they had marked it up, like I said. Bullshit. What can you do? And I also picked up Avengers 688. I really wanted the variant, but I wasn't going to pay $8 for it. So it's sat on the shelf. And I just grabbed this one. And this is another one, I need to get on reading. And I did pick up this because it's In-Hyuk Lee. Or Lee In-Hyuk, sorry, I think they pronounce it backwards and whatever. Sorry. I don't know. X-Men Red number 3. I wasn't gonna pick up any more X-Men Red because it's been shitty, to say the least. But I don't like the writer at all. He's a real dick. Like a buddy of mine, Edwin Boyette, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. He's a pretty awesome member of the community. But on Twitter, he legitimately asked him a question, and he just immediately gets blocked. And it's just ridiculous behavior by these creators that drives away sales instead of bringing in money. They don't understand that. I'll get into more of that in just a second. From Image. Picked up Crude number 1. I don't really remember anything about this. I think this may have been a impulse buy. It's weird. Like I've noticed sometimes the website I check out to read the summaries, usually Tuesday night before I go to the shop or whatever. Sometimes it doesn't load certain letters. Like if I'm not careful, like it'll jump from F to K, and I didn't notice that, hey, there might have been books that I skipped. You can refresh it and then like sometimes it'll be like the full list and sometimes it won't be, so I've been catching on to that where I just keep refreshing and go back into them individually by publisher to make sure I get summaries of all the books. And a lot of people are talking about this one, The Dead Hand number 1 from Image. I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but it looks pretty cool. I don't even remember what the hell it's about. Picked up Oblivion Song number 2. I like number 1. Thought it was pretty cool. And I saw where Robert Kirkman, said that they've written like 13 issues already, and he said that, 13 is completely, seems like a completely different book from where number 1 is. So I expect a lot of changes and a lot of evolving in this story, and if it stays good like number 1, I plan to stick with it. Also picked up Gideon Falls #2. I like the first issue a good deal. It's kind of a horror story, and the art's really good. I really liked it. Andrea Sorrentino, that dude's awesome. He's been doing the covers on I want to say Suicide Squad lately, and they've been pretty badass. I've been collecting all those. In fact, I know that's one that was in my box, or I would have had it today, but pretty sure my last video had, or the last, probably the video before that had the last issue that came out. And I had to pick up Versus #3. I've been normally picking up all the variants, you know, like A, B, and C. I think the past 2 issues they've had a C, this Virgin variant. But just picked up the Virgin this go around. I'll probably end up going back and getting A and B or pick it up next week. They've not normally been selling out. They still had last week's on the shelf, and they even had some Virgins left. So I guess not enough people who know about this, but this has been a really good story. It's awesome, like futuristic, or like war is kind of like their #1 spectator sport, and it's televised. It's really cool. I recommend checking out. The Eastside Ribbich has been doing the art. That's killer shit. Could easily see that becoming a movie. Best part of my job is being the first guy in line to see Eastside's art page by page, building an impossible sci-fi world that still feels tangible and dangerous. That's the writer, Ivan Brandon, and yeah, Eastside Ribbich's art's kick ass. And I'm not sure if you're aware of the YouTuber Diversity in Comics, and if you are, you know, if you don't watch him or not a fan, you probably have heard bad things about him. But if you really do, you know, give him a shot and watch his videos, and he's not what they all claim him to be, a bigot, racist, or any of that. He's not. You know what I mean? Like, his daughter is a Muslim, and I think one is Jewish. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he was a bigot and racist, he wouldn't be like having relationships with these women. But he's started a crowdfunding book. And the reason I stick this book here is this is Cable 154. This was the last book in John Malin's run, and Malin did the cover art as well for this one. I want you guys to check it out. He was going with Kickstarter, and he got approved. They approved the project, and then he went back and added more and more changes to it, where they sent it right back into a approval process. And it was like over the weekend, and he had like a live chat set up for Friday night. He was going to do a big launch, and they had went back into the approval process, and they hadn't approved it yet. So it kind of blew all his plans. And he's like, I'm going to give it till, you know, he said it should be good Monday. And then Monday came, and he said, I'm going to give it till Wednesday. And then if they don't, you know, have it approved by then, I'm just going to launch it on Indiegogo. And I guess, well, he just said, screw this. He couldn't wait anymore, and he went with Indiegogo. And it's really been kicking ass. Like, it's only been 3 or 4 days maybe, and it's already up to $50,000 in backing. And he said he's going to plan to do a live chat tonight where he's going to announce a stretch goal of when it hits 60,000. He's going to announce another artist is going to do a cover. I'm not sure if it's going to be a variant or if it's just going to be the cover to the book now. But if I had to put money on, I'd bet it's going to be old Uncle Ethan Van Sciver. We're all hoping anyway. But John Malin, that did the art on this run, which this run of Cable 150 through 154 was awesome. Like a modern, you know, classic Cable run. And his art is badass. Like he likes to draw women with breasts, like, you know what I mean, like just good old style Marvel from like the 90s, the good times. The book is called Jawbreakers, and it's kind of like a team up, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy or the Avengers mixed up with like the Expendables. If you go on the Indiegogo and just type in John Malin or Richard C. Meyer. I don't know who the hell that is. That's a joke if you watch this video. A lot of people call him Zach. That was a joke from where people on 4chan were saying, "Isn't his name Zach?" And it wasn't, so he's been ever since then. Hey, it's your boy Zach. But anyway, it's called Jawbreakers Lost Souls, and I think it's got 19 days left or whatever, but it really is, like, it's supposed to be a cool, like a good story. There's been a couple people that have read it, and they've all said, you know, wow, he actually did a really, really good job of writing it. You know, it's like, you know, kind of tongue-in-cheek, giving him a hard time, but even like Ethan Van Sciver said that it was a really good story, you know, and he said it's going to sell a shit ton, you know what I mean? But just check it out, you know what I mean? If you want old style Marvel, like if you missed that, instead of all these pussy ass books they're putting out now, sorry, but that's just how it is. A good team up fighting comic. Go check out their project, Jawbreakers Lost Souls. I'll put a link in the description. That's all for me this week, guys. I appreciate you. Leave me a comment. Tell me you don't like it when I say bad words. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and gal Simone is a saint. Anything, I don't care. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Give me a middle finger. I appreciate every last one of you guys for giving me any of your time. I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button. It's free, like I said. And if you bypass it, a puppy loses a tooth. That's all. I appreciate it. I'm out.
War's coming.